Yes, I am. And how people relate to the surrounding and how I see things at my home, and that tells you about what happened in my home at that time.
All right, you said you were special needs?
Yes, I am. It's just that I was diagnosed years ago back in Jamaica before I got to the United States, but I've never let it define me. I've never make it an issue or limit myself to that. I'm not limited, I'm driven. And maybe that makes me different from other people because that is a gift and that makes me gifted. That book has opened a lot of doors.
Well, yeah. And you said before the interview that you're going to talk about your book to a local community group in Queens. And you've written several others, right? What are they about?
Well, where I live, I was trained to be a peer specialist. It's like a peer counselor, mini peer counselor. One of my books is like strategy that I learned from the peer specialist training that I tell people how to solve issues. That book is like an article-driven book that I'm writing, and another one is just a book of poem, maybe a book of poem that I intend to write about, and another one is like a biography of somebody. I will not tell you who.
You're going to do a biography of somebody, but you won't tell me who.
No, I won't tell you who.
Is it somebody famous?
I don't think the person is well known yet.
But they will be well known once you write about them. Is that what you're saying?
If I answer that question, I will give away all the information to you. So why don't you just let that book, when that book comes out, then you connect with that book.
Okay, then I'll have to interview you again.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, Sherelle Wisdom, author of Wisdom Says Poetry. Boy, we really got to take a break. You are listening to the Page Publishing Book Club on News Talk Radio 710 WOR. I'm Alice Stockton Rossini, your host, along with Stephen Matthews of Page Publishing. We've got two more authors you really don't want to miss. One inspired by her kids, the other by her cats. She explains why the little fur balls are better than kids. Yeah, I'm not kidding. You got to stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then now's the time to call Page Publishing at 800-204-6099 and do it immediately. You see, they're looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review most of the books submitted to them. And they'll even give you their feedback. And if they like what they read, Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, and other outlets. They'll handle everything. Copyright protection, printing, cover art, publicity, and editing. So if you've written a novel, a children's book, a cookbook, inspirational work, a book of poetry, or biography, and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-204-6099 now for your free author submission kit. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. For your free author submission kit, call Page Publishing at 800-204-6099.
And we're back, and joining us right now is Mi Young Jo, and she's the mom who wrote a book called Just Because It's You.
The reason I love you is just because it's you. There is no other reason. That's basically what it says in the book.
What inspired you to write this book?
My kids. I have a 5-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and, you know, kids do some crazy stuff, some funny stuff, you know. That's what they do, right? As a parent, we try to capture the moment in a picture and in the video, but I wanted to capture that in writing. So I wanted to write something about it. First, I started as a letter. So one day they grow up, I wanted them to look at it, but then it's not going to last long. So I wanted to make it as a book. So in the book, I write as, you know, I love you. Just because, not because you're so smart, not because you can sing like a superstar, not because you can dance like crazy, you know. Kids do that kind of stuff, right? And then at the end I say, you know, I just love you because it's you. So that's basically what it was about. And I got the inspiration from my kids.
You know what's funny is when, you know, before you're a mom, that thing that happens once you have children. It's like, isn't it a transformation? Like once you have children, you are not the same person you were before you had children.
Right. It's totally different. It's like something that I never saw before. It's something that I never felt before.
That feeling that, there's something far more important than you are,
Yeah. Unconditional. It's because it's you. That's basically what it was about.
Did you take it around to publishers?
No. I kind of wanted to make it into like a booklet by myself, and I did, and I showed it to my cousin because English is not my first language, and I wrote it in English, and I wanted to make sure that there is no mistake in grammar and all that kind of stuff, because when my kids grow up, their first language will be English, and I wanted them to have a perfect understanding of what I wrote. And she was like tearing up at the end. Like she said, "This is so cute." She's also a mother of 2 kids about the same age. And then she said, maybe I should publish this. So I kind of sent the manuscript to a couple of publishing companies, and I really didn't expect anybody to call me back to, let's publish this. And then Page Publishing Company called me back. And
do your kids know that you wrote a book about them?
Yeah, they know about it, and there's a drawing, and they know that it's him and her.
So what's your language?
My first language is Korean.
So you should have it written in Korean.
Yeah, I did write it in Korean first. So I have the one that I made, the booklet, in Korean, and then I made another one in English, and that's the one that I showed it to the publishing companies, and then that's what happened. Yeah, I have one in Korean too, yeah.
Oh, well, very nice, Me. Very sweet story. Me, Young Joe, author of Just Because It's You. Now, I wonder what Me would think about our next author. She is Linda Tidkey, and she came up with 101 reasons cats are better than kids. Wrote them down and built an empire, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure there's people who would agree with that. And I'm sure there's people who are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Linda?
Well, I seem to think so, for sure, yes. I would always hear stories from my friends and coworkers about all the crazy things that their kids had done, and, oh, you won't believe what the kids did this weekend, or, oh, you won't believe what the kids did yesterday, or, oh, you won't believe this or that, and I would always say, well, there you go. That's reason number 72, why cats are better than kids. Just started writing them all down.
I'm guessing you don't have any children.
No kids.
No kids. There you go. All right, give me a couple reasons why cats are better than kids, Linda.
They don't fight over their toys. They don't have their annoying friends hanging around the house. You don't have to go to their piano recitals. If they get pregnant, you can sell their baby.
If they get pregnant, you can sell their baby?
Yeah, if they get pregnant, you can sell their baby. You don't get arrested if you put them in a cage. They don't ask you why. They don't ask you why. You don't have to go to PTA meetings. They don't wake you up in the middle of the night and ask for a glass of water. You don't have to lock up the liquor cabinet. Your crazy in-laws don't come over to visit them. So, I got 101 of them.
You could just go on. You know what? You know what, Linda? I smell a calendar.
I think that might be the next thing.
A calendar, and then parents could buy it, and when they when they want to put their kids in a cage, they could say, well, if it was a cat, I could do it and get away with it.
That's right.
So you basically got sick and tired of your coworkers coming in and talking about their kids, because parents can do that, and it is annoying.
Well, they would just, you aren't going to believe I had to spend the whole weekend at the ball field, and we had to sit there through it. It was cold or it was rainy, and we were there all weekend, and blah, blah, blah. And well, there you go. Reason number 85 why cats are better than kids. Don't have to spend the weekend at the ball field.
All right, I got to ask you, Linda, do you treat your cats like kids?
Well, actually, I'm not really sure that my kids would have had the run of the house like the cats do. That's for sure.
So your cats basically run your house?
Absolutely. Have a door in and out of their own and have their own room. And
do your cats hand you the remote? You know, when you're sitting down and, you know, you just don't want to get off the couch. Do your cats hand you the remote? No. So,
No.
There you go.
No.
Kids, you can train them to hand you remotes.
No, cats are a little bit different. Cats train us.
You have a follow-up to this one, Linda?
Well, right now I'm working on the website, and like you said, the calendar, and I've got another website I'm working on called the Fat Kitty Fan Club, because one of our cats is a little bit on the portly side. That's probably going to be the next one. Or maybe a fat cat's guide to life, because she certainly doesn't let her weight issues affect her enjoyment of her life. So
I think that's very healthy.
that's right.
All right, Linda, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, too.
And you know what? We're out of time. You've been listening to the Page Publishing Book Club. I'm your host, Alice Stockton Rossini, along with Stephen Matthews of Page Publishing. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, 710 W.